Chapter 1. The Decision. In a small village in India, there lived a young boy named Adam. Adam was curious and full of dreams. Unlike other children who played cricket or ran through the fields, Adam loved to read books and learn about faraway places. He especially loved the idea of going to America, a land he had only seen in movies and read about in books. Adam's greatest dream was to travel to America and learn English. He believed that learning English would open up many opportunities for him and his family. He often imagined himself speaking fluently, making new friends, and experiencing a different culture. Adam's family was very supportive of his dream. His father, Mr. Kumar, was a farmer. He worked hard in the fields every day to provide for the family. Adam's mother, Mrs. Kumar, took care of the household and supported Adam in his studies. Adam had a younger sister, Anaya, who looked up to him and shared his excitement about his dream. One evening, as the family sat together under the stars, Adam shared his dream once again. "I want to go to America and learn English," he said with determination in his eyes. Mr. Kumar nodded. "We believe in you, Adam. If this is what you truly want, we will support you." Mrs. Kumar added, "We will do everything we can to make your dream come true." Days turned into weeks, and Adam worked hard in school. He participated in every English lesson and practiced speaking with anyone who would listen. He wrote letters to schools in America, hoping to find a program that would accept him. One day, a letter arrived in the mail. Adam opened it with trembling hands. It was from a school in America offering him a place in their exchange program. Adam could hardly believe his eyes. "I got in! I'm going to America!" he shouted with joy. His family gathered around, smiling and hugging him. "We are so proud of you, Adam," Mr. Kumar said. "This is the beginning of a great adventure." Mrs. Kumar wiped away a tear of happiness. "You will make us proud," she said. Adam knew that this was just the start. There would be challenges ahead, but with his family's support, he felt ready to take on the world. He started preparing for his journey, packing his bags and saying goodbye to his friends and neighbors. Everyone in the village wished him well, knowing that Adam was about to embark on a life-changing adventure. And so, with dreams in his heart and the love of his family, Adam set off on his journey to America to learn English and experience a new world. One sunny morning, as Adam was helping his father in the field, a postman arrived with a letter. The envelope looked important, and Adam's heart began to race. He wiped his hands and took the letter, carefully opening it. It was from the exchange program he had applied to in America. "Dear Adam," the letter began, "we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted into our exchange program. We look forward to welcoming you to America and helping you achieve your dreams of learning English." Adam's eyes widened in disbelief. "I got in!" he shouted, running towards his father. "Papa, I got in!" Mr. Kumar smiled broadly and embraced Adam. "I knew you could do it, my son." They rushed back home to share the news with the rest of the family. Mrs. Kumar and Anaya were overjoyed. "This is a wonderful opportunity, Adam," Mrs. Kumar said, her eyes shining with pride. We need to start preparing for your journey. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Adam's family helped him gather everything he would need for his trip. They bought new clothes, a sturdy suitcase, and even a small English dictionary. Adam spent hours reading about American customs and practicing his English. Adam's friends and neighbors also came to wish him well. The village arranged a small farewell party. They sang songs, shared stories, and gave Adam small gifts to remind him of home. One of Adam's friends, Ravi, gave him a journal. "Write down all your adventures," Ravi said. "We want to hear all about them when you come back." As the day of departure approached, Adam felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. He was eager to start this new chapter, but knew he would miss his family and the familiar sights and sounds of his village. On the day of his departure, the entire village came to see him off. His family accompanied him to the airport, where they shared emotional goodbyes. "Remember, Adam," Mr. Kumar said, placing a hand on his shoulder, "we are always with you, no matter how far you go." Mrs. Kumar hugged him tightly. "Take care of yourself and remember to call us often," she said, trying to hold back her tears. Anaya, his little sister, handed him a handmade bracelet. "This is for luck," she said softly, "so you don't forget us." Adam hugged her and promised he would call and write letters. With a final wave, he walked through the airport gates, clutching his ticket and passport. As the plane took off, Adam looked out of the window, watching his beloved village fade into the distance. His heart was filled with hope and determination. He knew that this journey was the beginning of something extraordinary, and he was ready to embrace every moment. And so Adam set off to America, ready to learn, explore, and make his dreams come true. Episode 2. The Journey. Adam sat by the airplane window, his eyes wide with wonder. This was his first time flying, and everything felt new and exciting. The roar of the engines, the sight of the clouds below, and the feeling of being so high up in the sky made his heart race. He could barely contain his excitement, but there was also a flutter of nervousness in his stomach. He glanced at the small travel guide he had packed in his carry-on bag. It had pictures of famous American landmarks and a few basic English phrases. He practiced saying hello and thank you under his breath, hoping he would remember them when he needed to. As the plane soared over the ocean, Adam thought about his family back in India. He missed them already, but he knew they were proud of him. He took a deep breath, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety about the adventure ahead. After many hours, the plane began its descent into the bustling city of New York. Adam looked out the window and saw the city's skyline filled with tall buildings and bright lights. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The plane landed smoothly, and Adam felt a surge of anticipation. When he stepped off the plane and entered the airport, the sheer size of everything amazed him. People hurried past, speaking in English and other languages he didn't understand. The signs, the sounds, and the sights were all new and overwhelming. He followed the instructions he had been given and made his way to the baggage claim area. As he collected his suitcase, he spotted a friendly-looking couple holding a sign with his name on it. "Adam Kumar, It read in big, bold letters. He approached them nervously. "Hello, I am Adam," he said, using one of the phrases he had practiced. The woman smiled warmly. "Welcome, Adam. We are the Johnsons. I'm Mary, and this is my husband, John. We're so happy to have you here." John shook Adam's hand. "Welcome to America, Adam. We're your host family." Adam felt a wave of relief. "Thank you," he replied, grateful for their kindness. They helped him with his luggage and led him to their car. As they drove through the city, Adam's eyes were glued to the window. Everything was so different from his village in India. The streets were busy with cars, buses, and people. Tall buildings towered over the sidewalks, and bright advertisements flashed everywhere. The Johnsons pointed out various landmarks as they drove. "That's the Empire State Building," Mary said, "and over there is Central Park." Adam tried to take it all in. He noticed the way people dressed, the food stalls selling hot dogs and pretzels, and the yellow taxis that seemed to be everywhere. Everything felt new and exciting. When they arrived at the Johnsons' home, Adam was pleasantly surprised. It was a cozy house in a quiet neighborhood. Inside, there was a room prepared just for him. It had a comfortable bed, a desk, and a window that looked out onto the street. "We hope you'll feel at home here," Mary said. "If you need anything, just let us know." Adam nodded, feeling grateful and a little overwhelmed. "Thank you so much," he said. That night, as Adam lay in his new bed, he thought about all the things he had seen that day. America was so different from what he was used to, but he was excited to learn more. He knew that this was just the beginning of his journey, and he couldn't wait to see what the next day would bring. With thoughts of his family and his dreams of learning English in his mind, Adam drifted off to sleep, ready to embrace the adventures that awaited him in this new country. Episode 3. The First Day of School. Adam woke up early on his first morning in his new home. The sunlight filtered through the curtains, and he could hear the sounds of the neighborhood waking up outside. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Today was his first day at an American school. Mary had prepared a hearty breakfast for him. "Good morning, Adam. Did you sleep well?" she asked with a warm smile. "Yes, thank you," Adam replied, trying to hide his anxiety. He ate quickly, eager to make a good impression on his first day. After breakfast, he carefully dressed in the clothes he had chosen the night before: a clean shirt, comfortable jeans, and his new sneakers. He packed his backpack with notebooks, pens, and the small English dictionary he had brought from home. John was ready to drive him to school. "Are you ready for your big day?" he asked. Adam nodded. "Yes, I am ready," he said, although he felt butterflies in his stomach. When they arrived at the school, Adam saw students everywhere, talking and laughing in groups. The building was much larger than the school he attended in India. As he walked inside, he noticed the lockers lining the hallways and the colorful posters on the walls. The principal, Mrs. Thompson, greeted Adam at the entrance. "Welcome, Adam. We're glad to have you here," she said warmly. She introduced him to his homeroom teacher, Mr. Harris, who smiled and shook his hand. "Hi, Adam. It's great to meet you. Let me show you to your classroom." Mr. Harris said. As Adam entered the classroom, he felt all eyes on him. He took a deep breath and introduced himself. "Hello, I am Adam. I come from India." The student smiled and greeted him. Mr. Harris showed him to his seat and began the day's lesson. Adam tried to follow along, but he found it difficult to understand everything. The teacher's words seemed to blend together, and some of the vocabulary was unfamiliar. He felt a pang of frustration. During the break, a girl named Sarah approached him. "Hi, Adam. I'm Sarah. Do you need any help with anything?" Adam smiled, relieved to have a friendly face. "Yes, please. It is hard to understand everything," he admitted. Sarah nodded. "Don't worry. It gets easier with time. I can help you with your English." Throughout the day, Adam faced several challenges. In math class, he struggled with the terminology. In history, he had trouble following the lecture. But Sarah and a few other classmates, like Jake and Emily, made an effort to help him. They explained things slowly and used simpler words. They even taught him a few slang phrases that were popular among the students. At lunch, Adam sat with his new friends. He tasted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for the first time, finding it both strange and delicious. Sarah and Emily asked him about his life in India, and Adam shared stories about his village, his family, and his favorite Indian dishes. By the end of the day, Adam felt a little more comfortable. He still had a lot to learn, but he was grateful for the kindness and support of his classmates. As he left the school and walked towards John's car, he felt a sense of accomplishment. His first day had been challenging, but he had made new friends and taken the first steps towards learning English. When he got home, he shared his experiences with Mary and John. "It was difficult, but everyone was very nice and helped me a lot," he said. "We're so proud of you, Adam," Mary said. "You're doing great." That night, as Adam lay in bed, he felt a renewed sense of determination. He knew there would be many more challenges ahead, but he was ready to face them. With the support of his new friends and his host family, he was confident that he could succeed. Episode 4: Making Friends. Adam sat on his bed, staring at the photos of his family he had brought from home. He felt a deep pang of loneliness. It had been a few weeks since he arrived in America, and while he was grateful for his new experiences, he couldn't help but miss his parents, his sister Anaya, and the familiar sights and sounds of his village in India. Everything in America was different. The food, the language, the customs, even the way people greeted each other. Although his host family, the Johnsons, were kind and supportive, Adam still felt like an outsider at school. He often found himself sitting alone during lunch and struggling to keep up in class. He longed for the comfort of his home and the company of his friends back in India. One afternoon, as Adam was sitting alone under a tree in the schoolyard, Sarah noticed him and walked over. "Hey, Adam," she said with a friendly smile. "Mind if I join you?" Adam looked up and nodded. "Sure, Sarah." Sarah sat down beside him. "How are you doing? You look a bit down." Adam sighed. "I miss my family and my home. Everything here is so different, and sometimes it feels overwhelming." Sarah nodded understandingly. I can imagine how hard it must be. Moving to a new country is a big change. But you're not alone, Adam. We're here for you. Her words were comforting. Adam smiled a little. Thank you, Sarah. It helps to know that. How about we hang out after school? Sarah suggested. I can introduce you to some of my friends. We're going to the park to play some games and just relax. It might be fun. Adam hesitated for a moment, then agreed. Okay, I'd like that. After school, Sarah introduced Adam to her friends Jake, Emily, and Ryan. They welcomed him warmly and invited him to join their activities. At the park, they played soccer, which Adam enjoyed and was quite good at. They also played some casual games of frisbee and shared snacks. As they spent time together, Adam found himself laughing and enjoying their company. Jake was funny and always had a joke to share, while Emily was kind and easy to talk to. Ryan showed Adam some tricks with the frisbee, and soon they were all having a great time. In the weeks that followed, Sarah and her friends included Adam in more activities. They invited him to join their study groups, helped him with his English, and even introduced him to some American music and movies. They often gathered at Sarah's house to play video games or just chat. One weekend, they all decided to go on a small hiking trip to a nearby nature reserve. It was Adam's first time hiking in America, and he was amazed by the beautiful scenery. They walked along the trails, shared stories, and had a picnic by a serene lake. Adam felt a sense of belonging that he hadn't felt since leaving India. Through these shared experiences, Adam began to feel more at home. He appreciated the genuine friendship and support from Sarah and her friends. They didn't just help him with his language skills, they made him feel included and valued. One day, as they were sitting in the school cafeteria, Adam looked around at his new friends and realized how much things had changed. He no longer felt like an outsider. He had found a new sense of belonging and had made connections that felt strong and meaningful. Sarah noticed his thoughtful expression and asked, "What's on your mind, Adam?" Adam smiled warmly. "I was just thinking about how lucky I am to have friends like you. You've all made such a big difference for me." Sarah grinned. "We're lucky to have you too, Adam. You're part of our group now." Adam felt a warmth in his heart. He knew that, despite the challenges and the homesickness, he had found a new home and new friends who cared about him. His journey in America was turning out to be more rewarding than he had ever imagined. Episode 5: The School Project. One crisp autumn morning, Mr. Harris, Adam's homeroom teacher, announced a new assignment to the class. "We're starting a group project about American culture," he said, writing the details on the board. "Each group will research different aspects of American culture and present their findings to the class. This will help you learn more about the history, traditions, and diversity of our country." Adam felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Group projects were always a challenge, but he knew this would be a great opportunity to improve his English and learn more about his new home. "Adam, Sarah, Jake, Emily, and Ryan, you'll be one group," Mr. Harris announced. Sarah gave Adam an encouraging smile, and they quickly gathered to discuss their plan. After school, the group met at Sarah's house to brainstorm ideas. What should we focus on? Jake asked, spreading out some notebooks and pens. How about we each pick a different aspect of American culture? Emily suggested. Like food, music, sports, holidays, and famous landmarks. Everyone agreed, and they began dividing up the topics. Adam chose American holidays, Sarah picked food, Jake went for music, Emily selected sports, and Ryan decided on famous landmarks. Over the next few weeks, they met regularly to work on their project. Adam spent hours researching American holidays, learning about Thanksgiving, Independence Day, Halloween, and more. He discovered the history behind each celebration and noted down interesting facts and traditions. Sarah helped him with difficult words and phrases, explaining their meanings and usage. During their meetings, the group shared their progress and practiced their presentations. Adam was grateful for his friend's support. They patiently corrected his pronunciation and encouraged him to speak confidently. One evening, as they were working on the final touches, Emily said, "Let's make this fun. How about we include some visuals and maybe even a short skit?" "Great idea," Sarah agreed. "We could dress up for the holidays segment and bring some traditional foods for everyone to try." Adam liked the idea. "I can talk about the different holidays and explain what people do to celebrate them. Maybe we can even act out some scenes." The group enthusiastically planned their presentation. They created colorful posters, gathered props, and rehearsed their skit. Adam practiced his part over and over, determined to do well. The day of the presentation arrived, and Adam felt a familiar mix of excitement and nervousness. As they sat up in front of the class, Mr. Harris gave them an encouraging nod. Sarah began by introducing their project and discussing American cuisine. She passed around samples of apple pie and cornbread, which everyone enjoyed. Jake followed with a lively talk about American music, playing snippets of jazz, rock, and pop songs. When it was Adam's turn, he took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Hello, everyone. Today I will talk about American holidays," he began, his voice steady. "One of the most important holidays is Thanksgiving. It is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November, and families come together to share a meal and give thanks." As Adam continued, he felt more confident. He described the history of Independence Day and the traditions of Halloween, even donning a witch's hat for effect, which made the class laugh. He ended with Christmas, explaining how people decorate trees and exchange gifts. The class applauded warmly, and Adam felt a surge of pride. Ryan wrapped up the presentation with his segment on famous landmarks, showing pictures of the Statue of Liberty, Mount Rushmore, and the Grand Canyon. Mr. Harris beamed. "Excellent work, everyone. You all did a fantastic job, and I can see the effort and creativity you put into this project." After class, Adam's friends congratulated him. "You were amazing, Adam," Sarah said. "You spoke so well and made the holidays sound so interesting." "Thanks to all of you for helping me," Adam replied, grateful for their support. "I couldn't have done it without you." That evening, as Adam reflected on the day, he felt a deep sense of accomplishment. Not only had he learned a lot about American culture, but he had also improved his English and gained confidence in speaking. Most importantly, he had worked together with his friends, and contributed to something meaningful. Episode 6. Exploring the City. One weekend, Mary and John decided to take Adam on a tour of the city. They wanted to show him some of the famous landmarks, parks, and museums that America had to offer. Adam was thrilled at the prospect of exploring his new surroundings and learning more about American history and culture. The day began early as they set out to visit the first landmark on their list, the Statue of Liberty. Adam had seen pictures of Lady Liberty in books and movies, but nothing could compare to seeing her in person. As they sailed across the harbor, Adam stood on the deck, the wind in his hair, marveling at the majestic statue towering over the water. Next, they visited Central Park, a sprawling oasis in the heart of the city. Adam was amazed by the vast greenery, the winding paths, and the tranquil lakes. They rented bicycles and rode through the park, stopping to admire the Bethesda Terrace, the Bow Bridge, and the Central Park Zoo. Their next stop was the Museum of Natural History, where Adam's eyes widened at the sight of dinosaur skeletons, ancient artifacts, and interactive exhibits. Mary and John explained the significance of each display, and Adam listened intently, eager to soak up as much knowledge as he could. As they walked through the museum, Adam practiced speaking English, asking questions, and engaging in conversations with other visitors. He was still a little shy, but he found that speaking in real-life situations helped him gain confidence and improve his language skills. After a quick lunch at a nearby diner, they headed to the Empire State Building, where they rode to the top and marveled at the breathtaking views of the city below. Adam took countless photos, capturing memories that he would cherish forever. As the day came to a close, they made one final stop at Times Square, where the neon lights and bustling crowds left Adam speechless. He stood in the midst of the chaos, taking it all in, the sights, the sounds, the energy of the city pulsating around him. As they rode home in the car, Adam felt a sense of gratitude wash over him. He was grateful for his host family's kindness and generosity, for the opportunity to explore the city and learn about American culture, and for the chance to practice speaking English in real-life situations. As they pulled into the driveway, Adam turned to Mary and John with a smile. "Thank you for an amazing day," he said, his voice filled with sincerity. "I will never forget it." Mary and John smiled back, touched by Adam's gratitude. "You're welcome, Adam," Mary said. "We're glad you enjoyed it." That night, as Adam lay in bed, he thought about all the incredible experiences he had had that day. He felt a renewed sense of excitement and determination, knowing that there was still so much more to explore and learn in this new country. Episode 7. Overcoming Challenges. As the school year progressed, Adam faced various challenges in his journey to learn English and adapt to life in America. One particular obstacle was a difficult English test that left him feeling frustrated and discouraged. The day before the test, Adam sat at his desk, reviewing his notes and trying to memorize vocabulary words. Despite his efforts, he felt overwhelmed by the complexity of the material. The more he studied, the more anxious he became. Sarah noticed Adam's distress and approached him. "Hey, Adam, are you okay?" she asked, concern evident in her voice. Adam sighed. "I'm really nervous about this test, Sarah. English is still so difficult for me, and I don't know if I'm ready." Sarah sat down beside him. "Don't worry, Adam. You've been working so hard, and I know you can do it. Let me help you study." Together, they went over the study material, practicing grammar rules, vocabulary words, and reading comprehension. Sarah patiently explained concepts and answered Adam's questions, helping him gain a better understanding of the material. The next day, Adam walked into the classroom feeling more prepared than before. As he sat down to take the test, he took a deep breath and focused on the questions in front of him. He remembered Sarah's encouragement and the hours they had spent studying together. When the test results were handed back, Adam's heart pounded with anticipation. To his relief and delight, he saw that he had improved significantly from his previous score. He had answered more questions correctly and felt a sense of accomplishment wash over him. Sarah congratulated him with a high five. "I knew you could do it, Adam. I'm so proud of you." Adam smiled, feeling a weight lifted off his shoulders. He realized that with hard work, dedication, and the support of friends like Sarah, he could overcome any challenge that came his way. He felt more confident in his abilities and more optimistic about his future in America. As the school year continued, Adam continued to make progress in his English studies. With each passing day, he became more fluent and more comfortable communicating in his new language. He knew that there would still be challenges ahead, but he faced them with a renewed sense of determination and resilience. Episode 8. The Cultural Festival. Excitement buzzed through the halls of the school as posters went up announcing the upcoming cultural festival. It was an event where students could showcase their heritage and celebrate the diversity of the school community. Adam was immediately intrigued by the idea. It was a chance for him to share a part of his culture with his classmates and teach them about India. He decided to participate and represent his homeland with pride. In the weeks leading up to the festival, Adam worked tirelessly to prepare. He reached out to his family back in India for help, gathering traditional clothing, artifacts, and recipes for authentic Indian dishes. He practiced traditional dances and learned about the significance of various customs and rituals. On the day of the festival, the school gymnasium was transformed into a vibrant display of cultures from around the world. Each booth was adorned with flags, decorations, and artifacts representing different countries and traditions. Adam's booth stood out with its colorful fabrics, intricate henna designs, and the aroma of spices wafting through the air. He wore traditional Indian clothing and greeted visitors with a warm smile. Throughout the day, Adam shared stories about India's rich history and cultural heritage. He explained the significance of festivals like Diwali, Holi, and Eid, and invited his classmates to participate in traditional dances like the Bhangra and the Garba. He also served samples of Indian cuisine, including samosas, biryani, and mango lassi, which quickly became a hit among the festival goers. Many of Adam's classmates had never tasted Indian food before and were eager to try new flavors and spices. As the festival drew to a close, Adam felt a sense of pride and satisfaction. He had succeeded in representing India and sharing his culture with his classmates. He had also forged deeper connections with his peers, who appreciated the opportunity to learn about different traditions and customs. As he packed up his booth, Adam's friends approached him with smiles and words of gratitude. "Thank you for sharing your culture with us, Adam," Sarah said. "It was an amazing experience." Adam grinned. "I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was important for me to show everyone the beauty of India and the traditions that are close to my heart." As they walked out of the gymnasium together, Adam felt a profound sense of belonging. He realized that despite being far from home, he had found a community that embraced and celebrated diversity. And he knew that as he continued his journey in America, he would carry with him the memories of this day and the friendships he had formed. Episode 9. The Farewell Party. As Adam's time in America drew to a close, he found himself reflecting on the incredible journey he had embarked on. From the moment he arrived in this foreign land, he had faced numerous challenges, made new friends, and experienced unforgettable moments. Now, as he prepared to say goodbye, emotions swirled within him. One evening, Adam returned home to find his host family bustling around the house, preparing for a special occasion. Mary and John greeted him with smiles, their eyes filled with warmth and affection. "Adam, we have a surprise for you," Mary announced, leading him to the living room where Sarah, Jake, Emily, and Ryan were waiting. Surprised and touched by their presence, Adam felt a lump form in his throat. "What's all this?" he asked, his voice tinged with emotion. "It's a farewell party for you, Adam," Sarah explained, her eyes shining with sincerity. "We wanted to show you how much you mean to us and how grateful we are to have you as a friend." Adam was deeply moved. He looked around at the familiar faces, each one representing a piece of the life he had built in America. He realized how much he had grown and how far he had come since that first day when he set foot in this country. As they gathered around the table, Adam's friends and host family shared stories, laughter, and tears. They reminisced about the adventures they had shared, the challenges they had overcome, and the memories they had created together. Amidst the laughter and chatter, Adam felt a sense of gratitude wash over him. He knew that without the love and support of his friends and host family, his journey in America would not have been possible. He thanked them from the bottom of his heart for their kindness, their patience, and their unwavering belief in him. As the evening wore on, they exchanged gifts as tokens of their friendship and promises to keep in touch. Adam received a photo album filled with memories of their time together, a handmade card with heartfelt messages, and a promise from each of his friends to visit him in India one day. In return, Adam gave each of them a small souvenir from India, a handmade bracelet, a box of traditional sweets, and a handwritten letter expressing his gratitude and affection. As the night drew to a close, Adam's heart swelled with bittersweet emotions. He knew that saying goodbye would be difficult, but he also knew that the bonds they had forged would endure across time and distance. As he hugged each of his friends and host family members tightly, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that no matter where life took him next, He would always carry the memories of this journey and the friendships he had formed in his heart. And as he boarded the plane back to India, Adam smiled, knowing that this was not an end, but a new beginning, a chapter in his life that would forever shape the person he was meant to become. Episode 10. Returning Home. As Adam's time in America came to an end, he found himself packing his bags with a mix of emotions. On one hand, he was sad to leave behind the friends and experiences he had grown to love. On the other hand, he was excited to return home to his family and share the lessons he had learned during his time abroad. With a heavy heart, Adam bid farewell to his host family and friends, promising to stay in touch and cherish the memories they had created together. As he boarded the plane bound for India, he couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness at leaving a piece of his heart behind in America. Upon his arrival in India, Adam was greeted with open arms by his family, who enveloped him in tight hugs and joyful tears. They marveled at how much he had grown and changed during his time away, and Adam eagerly shared stories of his adventures, struggles, and triumphs in America. As he settled back into life in his village, Adam found himself surrounded by familiar sights, sounds, and smells that he had missed dearly. But he also noticed how much he had changed, how his perspectives had broadened, his horizons had expanded, and his English skills had improved. Determined to share his newfound knowledge and experiences with his community, Adam organized a gathering in the village square where he regaled the villagers with tales of his time in America. He spoke of the people he had met, the places he had seen, and the lessons he had learned about language, culture, and friendship. The villagers listened intently, hanging on his every word, their eyes filled with curiosity and wonder. They asked questions, laughed at his anecdotes, and applauded his bravery in venturing beyond the borders of their small village. As the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the village, Adam realized that his adventure was far from over. While his time in America had come to an end, the lessons he had learned and the friendships he had formed would stay with him forever. With a renewed sense of purpose and determination, Adam looked towards the future, eager to continue his journey of learning, growth, and discovery. And as he stood among his family and friends, surrounded by love and support, he knew that no matter where life took him next, he would always carry the spirit of adventure in his heart.